when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, every single one of the boys that I've been with, I've been completely and madly in love with.
See, I've got cystic fibrosis.
So I am going to be completely honest with you guys and tell you that I have tried to film this video just about every single day for the last 2 weeks, except every time that I sit here and film it and start filming and start talking to the camera, I just bust out crying. So yeah, I might put in a few clips of some of that in here, but I'm not sure yet. So after sitting here for forever and not knowing what to say that wouldn't make me cry, I decided to go on my website, because I've been writing on there for the last just about 5 years now, and I've written on it when I've fallen in love, when I've fallen out of love, when I've been hurting, when I've been dealing with the entire thought of relationships and CF in general, which is kind of what this video is about. So I decided that I was going to go on my website and find some things that kind of relate to where I'm at right now or where I've been in the past, well, obviously, and will relate to this video. And so I'm going to be reading some of that for you guys. The first thing that I wrote down was from a page called Star-Crossed Love or something like that. And I saw the line, it's the opening line, and I just knew that this had to be how I opened what I'm about to say. So I think I pulled from 4 or 5 different pages. I don't really remember for some reason what the other ones were, and I only remember which page this one's from because it's in the line. But yeah, so opening line, before I keep rambling on about why I chose this line. My life is created of a series of star-crossed love stories. There is pain rooted so deep inside myself, I sometimes forget where it came from. This pain blurs things for me. People get scared and I don't blame them. They get tired of always having to come second to what has to be my #1 priority, which is my health. It's a stressful life. The majority of people that choose to be in my life later become resentful. My therapist says it's a cycle in just about every relationship with all chronically ill patients. Therefore, every relationship I will ever be in is, and will forever be more complicated because of my life circumstances. I am held back more because of my disease than the people that are involved in whichever relationship I'm in. I know that the life they are choosing to partake in, and I know how painful it is. I always end up pushing away the people that I care about the most in one way or another. Most of the time, I'm not even aware of the fact that I'm even doing it until I look back on the situation. I suppose my subconscious thinks that losing me sooner rather than watching me waste away to nothing will be less painful overall in some twisted way. When you think about it, no matter which way you view the situation, it will be messed up. Is it right to allow the people that you love, who love you, to watch you die? Or is it worse to cut them out of your life and lose the final years of happiness you could have had with them in order to spare pain when you were already causing pain either way? Vulnerability frightens me. Emotional vulnerability, that is. The kind that forces you to realize and experience what you have long since buried. I do not know what scares me more, allowing myself to get to that place or allowing another. As much of an open book as I am, you wouldn't think that I hide as much as I do from the world. How much I overly feel and how much I repress those feelings. Physically and emotionally, I live at an 8. Bottom line, no matter how much you love and care for someone, you can't be in a relationship with them if they do not grasp some kind of concept of what you have to deal with on a daily basis. Someone who is as understanding as possible. Someone who can handle the hospital and watching you get sick. Someone who can hold your hand and support you every step of the way. Don't worry if your loved one can't handle everything you wish they could. You must be willing to let them go if it's what's best for them. We all know this life isn't for everyone. You have to come to terms with that sooner or later. You have to be straightforward with your significant other. They have to know the severity. They have to know the risks. They have to know how big of a role they will have to play, how much you will need them. You have to prepare them as much as possible. Have them sit down with you and help you with treatments. Get them involved in whichever way you can. That way, if something happens and you can't do it alone, they will know what to do. It's a tough life, and it takes strong people to live it. But there are people strong enough to be by your side and be on that journey with you. Before you can be in a relationship, you must be able to find that strength within yourself. You have to be your own person. You can't expect your partner to be a superhero. A relationship is a partnership, and even if it may be difficult, you have to be each other's support system. You can't expect them to only be there for you or vice versa. It's not easy on anyone, and you will need each other. This life is hard, and it's painful and beautiful and complicated, but it's worth it, and it will be worth it to share it together. That's kind of little pieces of things that I've been able to find from my own brain that I wrote 2 to 5 years ago. And yeah, I hope that you guys were able to get something out of that. I don't know what to say on this matter without becoming too emotional. And as I said in this, I have issues with emotional vulnerability, even though I cry at the drop of a dime, especially lately. And yeah, I've been dealing with a lot, and I'm not going to talk about it because I will not cry. And I'm a mess. Luckily for me, next week's topic won't be so emotionally straining, so I'll get a little bit of a mental break. But be sure to subscribe if you aren't already, so you can check out me not have a kind of semi-emotional breakdown, and so you can watch all of the other amazing CFers that we have on this channel. I am going to leave all of the links to my own personal accounts as well as our channel's accounts down below. Leave any comments about advice or something that you've gone through in your own relationships if you want to talk about it, because I know it can be difficult to talk about. So yeah, I will see you guys next week, and I hope you're all doing well.